Welcome to the Nightly Nuge, and my buddy Ted Nugent is out on tour, which, by the way, I saw him this weekend down in Hollywood, Florida at the Seminole Casino, and he literally killed it. He looked like Ted Nugent 35 years ago. I mean, the man is ageless. And I know some of you are looking and saying, Keith normally doesn't wear T-shirts on the Nightly Nuge. Well, I want you to pay attention. This is a special T-shirt. It says 1776. What happened in 1776? Well, we gained our independence. And the back, and this is all part of Hunter Nation's Patriot Pride 365. I encourage you to go to hunternation.org, hunternation.org, right there, and join. Show your Hunter Pride 365. So Ted's not going to join us tonight because he's on his way to Brandon, Mississippi. And if you're in or near Brandon, Mississippi tomorrow night, wait a minute. I was just at the Nuge concert and there was a chant, "Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon." Now I get it. He was promoting the concert in Brandon tomorrow night. Go to tednugent.com. If you don't have tickets, make sure you get them. But what Ted wanted me to tell you today, before we replay one of his greatest episodes to date, he wanted to impress upon our Nightly Nuge listeners on the topic of engineered recidivism. Engineered recidivism, the term that Ted Nugent coined himself. And he wanted me to point out Daquan Messiah, who was a knife-wielding man in Times Square in New York very recently. He came up behind a troupe of musicians who were peacefully playing their violins and music as part of a parade in Times Square. And he comes up clearly behind the musicians, put his hands on them, knife in hand. Show the picture. For those of you that are just listening, what the picture depicts is Daquan with his hand on the musician with his knife just blatantly present in the photograph. And so he clearly is threatening these musicians. I'm not going to comment on who they were, where they were from. I'm not exactly sure. But obviously this was a targeted attack. And so, of course, he was eventually arrested. He was only charged with menacing, harassment, and criminal possession of a weapon. And so what happens? In New York City, released with no bail. Hence, Ted Nugent says engineered recidivism. And if you go read the articles, you know what you're going to find out? That Daquan was already out on a prior charge from Georgia. Wait for it. Sex offender. So tragic, engineered recidivism. Oh, and by the way, here's exactly what Ted texted me and wanted me to say on his behalf today. Please emphasize the millions of lost innocent lives because of engineered recidivism. And we need to rally everyone out there to raise hell and demand an end to this. And he ended it with, God bless.
Engineered recidivism. I use that term over and over again because redundancy is necessary when people don't get it the first 1,000 times. And all you have to know about this Manhattan prosecutor is that he hangs out with Al Not So Sharpton. So I would say that there's a big threat in America today. More than ever. They are engineering recidivism, and they say that we're better off if these violent offenders are not in jail. Well, you know who's not better off? Their next victim. And it's a guarantee there will be a next victim. This punk knows there will be another victim, and he doesn't care. Remember, the gangster prosecutor in Waukesha, Wisconsin, actually stated that he knows his early release, no bail, no charging, no court, no punishment policy will actually cause innocent victims to die. And he said, but I stand by the policy that guarantees innocent people will die. And we, the people, have to stand up. Once again, I'm going to recommend everybody go to hunternation.org. It's about we, the people, standing up for constitutional accountability. Everybody write it down. It's engineered recidivism. And the next dead guy, the next rape victim, the next carjacking victim, the next burglary victim, the next home invasion victim is a direct result of this insane, evil policy.
And we'll see you tomorrow night as we discuss another best of the Nightly Nuge. See you then.